What is going on YouTube? We're in Fairmont and we have a special guest with us. Mr. Lund boat over there. He's searching for some water to go into. Stay tuned for that video. Will we find any water or not? But we don't quite have enough here in Fairmont to get the boat in. We could put it in Hull, but then again, we'd only be about 20 foot offshore.
Yeah, we could get in on Hull. We're gonna have a lot. I mean, depending, we could have walked out and found the open spot on the point there if we really wanted to cast there, but I didn't really think that was a great idea.
Just, I don't think we'll quite make it there before we go through.
I don't think so. I don't think there's probably more than 2.5 to less ice out there. I mean, I think I could see Hull opening up first out of all these lakes. Bud's pretty locked up yet. You'll see in the drone footage. He had the drone up flying it around. You'll see that. But
I'll put the drone footage after this video. We're just going to talk here at the park, the boat ramp right here on Bud Lake. We're probably not going to go over to Hull or Sisseton. You can see that all in the drone footage after we get done talking here. But hopefully this doesn't turn into a search and rescue mission.
Yeah, there's one guy out here right now, and I know Spud Bar, and he just kind of walked right out to a spot, and we watched him drill a hole, and that auger dropped really fast. He was pretty surprised.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can't tell you what to do, that's for sure. But ice fishing is over for us and over for most. I mean, it's going to be, 50 today. It's been 50 for the last 3 days in a row. We're gonna have 60s and almost 70 on Monday, which is gonna really help us. And the wind's supposed to pick up today and blow 25 mile an hour, so that's really gonna cut into what's left, and hopefully it starts breaking apart and we get to see those big ice mounds on shore, and we can get ready to start catching them through the boats, because I think March is gonna be fun for us.
Oh yeah. But next week, then we're gonna have 2 days that are right back down cold. Mother Nature's just got that roller coaster.
It's been crazy on how she is. We might have the boats out, but we'll probably have all of our winter ice fishing gear on when we're out there. But I don't care, whatever it takes, we're gonna still be able to catch some fish. I'm pretty excited about getting the boats out for the spring bite. Don't forget to look us up on our website, legendsguideservice.com for rates, things like that. Check our Facebook page out. You can message us for rates on there to get you out in the boats this spring, because it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, the fish didn't get pressured too much. We have 4 weeks of fishing.
3 weeks,
maybe.
Three weeks is what it was. And if you were a weekend angler, you might have got less than you can count on your hand on how many days you actually got to go ice fishing, unfortunately. So thankfully for us guides, it was a short season, but I still was on the ice for 3 weeks, or well, without him. But he had a really short season, but
very short. I can almost count on one hand how many times I was on the ice this year.
Exactly. But we made the best of it. I don't know what our yellow count was. I'll have to go through the book there and see what we ended up. But I know it's not going to be the the 15,000 and 13,000 like the first couple years. But
no,
definitely was a pretty good short season for us. I'm sure we probably got close to 5,000 fish in that 3-week period. So that's pretty awesome. And we know how many are still out there yet to catch from the boat. So it's going to be interesting this spring.
Yes. Definitely. But hopefully Mother Nature figures its thing out and just continues to stay warm, since I would say majority of all ice in the area is not going to be worth even trying to get on.
No.
The biggest thing with everything, like you can see here how the shoreline has kind of gotten a lot closer than it was the last time. Nothing's really changed too much. That's because the north side has pulled away from shore more, and it's pushing south. So it doesn't look too bad when you pull up on the south side of the shore, but you can see in the drone footage, especially on Hull Lake, you can see how much it pulled away, and in our previous videos. But on Bud, it's pulled away probably 15 foot on the north shoreline there also. Yeah, so it's just, it's kind of garbage.
These warmer temperatures, like I said, coming up, even with the little bit of cold there, it's still, I mean, it's never got below freezing last night, and we're going to be in the 50s today, and I think 40 something tomorrow. But the weekend's calling for 60s, and Monday, like I said, is going to be crazy. So it's gonna get it real thin here in the next 3-4 days. And even with the cold snaps, it's just gonna move it around. Hopefully it gets some more open spots and keeps pushing and cracks and gets it pushed up and gets it out of here so we can start open water fishing.
Yep. Yep. You get some 50-degree days and some 30-mile-an-hour winds, and things will turn quick.
And we know spring is coming, and you know what happens in Iowa and Minnesota in the spring. I mean, the wind blows every day, so it's coming. So enjoy these days without the wind, because we know how springs in Iowa go. It's always 40-mile-an-hour winds every day, it seems like.
Yep. Till the crops, you know, get about shoulder height.
Yeah.
Then the wind kind of calms down for, you know, those dreaded warm weeks that we end up having.
Summer fishing days, but you know, don't be deterred to go out then either, because the fishing's still good. And you know, as long as you put a little ice in the live well and cool your fish down, they're still worth catching and keeping. So that's
absolutely. And that, even though it's really, really hot, there's a couple spots that I like to go to in the July months where you can get on a very hot catfish bite, almost like a walleye bite. You'll pick up some walleyes too, but those hot days, for some reason, I don't know what it turns on about catfish, but they'll come up and hit cranks for me. So
yeah, when you got
I like it.
When you got 4 rods going at the same time, you know, getting smacked by those catfish on Rapids, man, it's a blast. It's a lot of fun.
For sure.
Mostly catch and release action for us, but it's still a lot of fun with those, fun catching them. But yeah, like I said, we had a lot of questions on what the ice was doing. A lot of people, you know, things we share on our social media, they see it and think that the ice is good, but like we're talking about, it's pretty much over. I mean, I ain't saying you can't do it, but I wouldn't do it.
Right.
The water treatment plant, you know, off of there, that's the best spot still, but in the next coming days, it's going to get worse and worse. And I mean, if you're above 200 pounds, it just it just isn't.
I am not gonna go on the ice. No, let's just say that
it just isn't our thing. And like I said, the longer we're talking here, just if we start running or we start running for stuff, it could be a search and rescue mission, because like I said, there is one guy that just wandered out and no float suit, no spud bar, really asking for trouble. Those things are so cheap, guys. I mean, when it comes to ice fishing, a spud bar is, you know, 30 to 50 bucks.
Right.
I mean, if you can't afford one of those, then well, you maybe shouldn't be doing it, or you should be hiring a guide to get you out, because safety is important. Early ice, late ice, as we talk about. You know, budget that for this next spring. Like I said, there's a bunch of good deals going on with ice gear. Float suits are going real cheap right now. All that stuff's on clearance. So, you know, go to those spots, support your local bait shops, like we keep saying. You know, give them some business and get ready for spring.
Get ready for next year for ice and get some closeout sales at the bait shops. Absolutely. There's some very hot prices going on.
They're selling stuff at below what they paid for it right now, because they're just trying to drop all that ice inventory. It's real sad for them what they're going through, but it's just the nature of the beast and the risks you got to take with business. So all we got to do is do our best to support them, find those hot deals, and get yourself all your safety equipment so you're ready for early ice. You know, we're talking here February, March, and then next thing you know, it's already going to be December, because the years fly by.
Gosh.
The years fly by, so you don't get all that stuff bought, get all your safety stuff, find yourself a float suit, get yourself a spud bar, you know, get you the ice picks, all your necessary stuff, so next season you're ready to go.
Yeah. And I mean, if you don't go get a spud bar, there is plenty of things that you can probably find, even at a junkyard or at a hardware store, that you can turn into a spud bar. Maybe you don't have to specifically have the spud bar, but
maybe we'll do a little do-it-yourself video on making some different safety stuff, you know, at a, you know, if you're a do-it-yourselfer and
cost effective, you know,
things like that. We can show you some of that stuff.
Maybe we can find like a $5 spud bar. We can make something like that.
Just, you
maybe
know,
we can do something on that.
Being safe is, and well, we know everybody has life jackets if they, you know, go out in boats and things like that. So that's something that you can put on, you know, early and late ice as well. That's going to help you. I mean, it's not fancy looking and you might look silly, but who cares? It's safety right there.
It'll keep you floating. And sometimes, especially in late ice and early ice, late ice especially, because it's even harder to get back on because the ice is so crumbly. You know, you try and dig your way back on or use your ice picks and try and get to some decent ice to pull yourself back on, and it's tough. Everything just crumbles away. So floating is the biggest thing. You gotta float, otherwise the cold water will shock you. You could go into hypothermia and won't be able to get back out. It's just, you got to stay floating. You could go under and off to the side just a little bit. If you can't see the hole that you went through, well, you don't want your head to go under the water.
No, that's worst case scenario. And You know, maybe, like I said, when the ice leaves and the water warms up a little bit, maybe we'll put on one of our float suits and I'll jump in, just kind of show you how they work and what they do and why you want to have one for ice fishing. Because, I mean, I don't know, I have $300 in the one that I bought if you find them on sale. I mean, they're not that bad for what you got to invest into it, and for safety. I mean, you know, that you don't need a helmet either, but it's always a good thing to have when you have motorcycle, things like that. So it's one of those deals where it's an important investment in our eyes for the ice fishing industry. And if you're out on the ice a lot like us, it's just a no-brainer to have it. So
and those investments, I mean, they're investments, don't get me wrong, but I want to come home to my wife and kids every night also.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is you want to be able to go out there and enjoy it and then be able to go back and do it again. I mean, one wrong move, one mistake, and you know, things happen quick. You know, you might not think it's going to happen to you, but it could. Just like us, we're on the ice a lot. We pay attention and we are very careful, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen to us. So we want to be
happen to anyone.
As prepared as possible for the worst case scenario, because when I'm on the ice, that's honestly where my mind is all the time. You know, when we have clients out, that's where my mind is. I'm thinking about that, you know, 24/7 as far as the safety factor and making sure everything out here is looking good, and as to why we didn't continue guiding when the ice was still probably good enough to get on, but it just wasn't worth too sporadic, and it just wasn't worth the risk on our part. You know, and it just wasn't worth the risk on anything in that, for that matter.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I suppose we can probably wrap this one up. Don't want to jabber all day long. We got to put some miles down and see if we can find some open water and get the boat out.
And we're going to see what we can find. I think there's a few lakes to the south of us here that we may get lucky on. The ice isn't quite gone yet, but we'll see if we can get the boat in and have a little fun.
Hopefully we can get the boat in, have a little fun, maybe catch some fish. If not, maybe in the upcoming days we might have to go to a river or something.
That's right. We might be headed to South Dakota. Oh boy, oh boy.
South Dakota or Mississippi, one of them.
One of them we might be making a trip. So stay tuned for all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And, you know, comment down below if you like what you're seeing, and let us know what else you might want to see from us coming up in the future, because we're going right from ice right to spring, and here we go. It's not going to stop from us.
Nope. Definitely
We'll go into spring fishing reports and show you all that good stuff and keep it rolling.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys again for watching the videos. It means a lot to us. Keep supporting us. We'll keep getting you content out. Comment whatever you want to see. We'll do our best to appease your needs. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, let your friends know. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.